Right, okay. We'll start. So, hi everyone, and welcome to our first ever webinar for Planning for Peak. As someone who is passionate about small business growth and affiliate marketing, I'm extremely excited to have you all here today. I'm sure we'll have something for everyone. So today I will be covering, hi to the people just joined. You haven't missed much, I'm just doing the introduction, don't worry. Maybe I'll give it a few more seconds, actually. Seems like more people are joining. Maybe I'm being too eager. Hi, people that have joined. Do you want to just pop your name and business in the chat? We're just getting started. You haven't missed out on anything. I've just been doing an introduction. But it'd be nice for you to introduce yourselves to each other, mingle a little bit, network. Hi, Ryan. Right, okay, I'm going to get started. I'm getting too excited and too eager. So, I'll be covering everything you need to know today about planning for peak period 2023. I'll be touching on considerations, techniques, tips and tricks, publisher opportunities, and so much more. Just a friendly reminder that what I mean by peak period is basically around Q4, so this last stretch of the year. This can include Halloween, but typically it starts with Black Friday, which will be taking place on the 24th of November. So make a note of that, Google it afterwards if you need to, but Black Friday, 24th of November, with Cyber Monday following shortly after on the 27th. It also includes Christmas and the days surrounding that, just in case you didn't know about what we mean by peak period. So just a little introduction to who's on the call today. I'm a consultant within the AWIN Access team, Danielle, but you can call me Danny for short. We also have Amy and Mia from the Access team also, who are going to be monitoring the Q&A section and are on hand to help throughout the webinar. So don't worry if you've got any questions or confusions or anything, just pop it in the chat. Guys, I'll get back to you. So we have a jam-packed agenda today with some amazing content for you to really succeed over the peak period. First, I'll touch on some peak planning insights, give you some tips for success. We'll talk about the different publishers you can work with during peak, and we'll even be covering strategies for voucher codes and finishing with some digestible key takeaways. So first up on the agenda, Cyber 2023 has its own unique challenges, and for the first time is taking place against the backdrop of a global cost of living crisis, which makes things more difficult. But due to this, we've tried to take some of the guesswork out of Cyber 2023 for you, with presenting you a blend of industry and AWIN global expert predictions. So, after looking at previous data, we expect the following sectors will be the most popular this year. We have energy efficient appliances. So last year we've seen a huge increase within this sector due to the cost of living crisis and people becoming more aware about helping the planet in small ways. If you have any energy efficient products, I'd advise to promote it as much as possible during this period as prices have continued rising. So consumers are trying everything they can to keep their outgoing small, and your product could have a positive impact on this. Next is technology, are set to be a popular category as it tends to be quite often, considering both Black Friday and Christmas are the most active times where consumers buy big/expensive electrical items such as TVs, gaming consoles, Kindles, and accessories like speakers, as they are more likely able to afford them or purchasing as gifts during this term. And lastly, we have health and beauty, which will remain the top category. We do see this on a yearly basis, as this sector covers a lot when you think about gifting ideas for this period. Again, a lot of people will wait for this time of year to purchase more expensive items, such as straighteners, hair dryers, etc. A perfect example as to why both electronic and health and beauty are popular and fit hand in hand during the season. So to help you get started into the right mindset, Awin has put together some predictions which brands will be focusing on during peak this year. A huge trend we see year on year is brands starting their preparations earlier or even extending their peak period offers. So firstly, we have higher discounts. This may seem like an obvious one, but it shouldn't be disregarded as it's also the most popular and effective for peak period. With you setting up high discounts means there's a higher chance of, especially new, customers purchasing products they may not be able to afford. This also helps retract the fear of customers purchasing from a brand they haven't shopped at before, and also helps customers to approach you and not steer towards competitors. Next, early purchases. So shoppers are set to snap up Cyber Week deals early to bring down the cost of Christmas due to the cost of living crisis. 41% of consumers are waiting for strong Black Friday offers before settling on their purchases. Number 3 is the lipstick effect. Now, you might not have heard of this because this is quite new for me, but it's something that is quite effective and I've loved learning about it because it's so true. So although disposable income has fallen, health and beauty has remained strong throughout 2023, as we touched on before. Proof that consumers will still tend to buy small luxury items even during an economic downturn, a key aspect of the lipstick effect. If your brand doesn't fall under this sector, please don't worry. Honestly, you can utilize the fact in other ways by thinking about partnering with influencers who predominantly work with these types of products, so you know they will successfully be able to promote your brand also. Next is influencer popularity. So in 2023, influencers are driving more revenue than ever on Awin. They have become increasingly popular and no longer confined to the likes of just health and beauty or fashion that you're typically used to seeing. But instead, influencers have expanded to new sectors such as DIY, FMCG, and electronics like air fryers and food subscriptions like we've seen all last year. I don't know if the same goes for you, but I've seen a lot. Just to name a few examples. And this is due to them being real people, using their real life experiences and tastes to promote to their loyal following. And number 5 is buy now, pay later. So propositions have grown significantly over the last several years and provide a flexible payment model. Many may utilize buy now, pay later options to not only spread the cost, but as a convenient tool to browse and shop several brands at once. Now that we've covered predictions, I'm going to chat about peak considerations that we suggest a small business should think about before starting preparations. As mentioned before, your offers should be special and worthy for potential buyers by increasing with a competitive percentage and by expanding your delivery options to meet others' needs. If you've been struggling to push specific stock, now might be the time that can help with this. It's also an idea to try and expand your product range to the best of your ability. If you're, for example, if you're a brand that sells only mobile phones, you could expand your product range by selling accessories, etc. Because the more you have to sell, the more people's needs you will meet. You could also consider participating in Small Business Saturday. This will be taking place on December the 2nd, 2023. So that was December 2nd, and is an eagerly anticipated day that celebrates the spirit of local entrepreneurship and encourages people to support their small businesses. This can help with promoting your brand as a whole and persuading new shoppers to your site. Lastly, consider optimizing your website performance. Without a strong and thoroughly working website, you could miss out on potential sales. Here's a few ways you can strengthen your performance. So speed. Nobody likes a slow loading page. Majority of non-generated sales are based upon users exiting the website before it's even loaded. Studies are showing our attention span is decreasing yearly, so website speed is becoming even more important. Next up is SEO. So Black Friday was searched 7.5 million times in 2022. If you have an area on your site where you're able to create content, such as blogs, then consider creating content to improve your organic SEO. Mobile is quickly becoming consumers' preferred shopping channel. In 2022, 71% of retail sales were bought through a phone. Test how your website looks, runs, and functions within phones. By seeing what your customer sees, it can help lead you to new ideas or fix problems a lot smoother. Lastly, customer journey. Removing any unnecessary steps in the buying process will simplify the route to sale and ultimately improving conversion rates. For example, if you can offer more payment options such as Apple Pay, customers can buy a product at a click of a button. If you have the margins to offer Apple Pay, you will have to consider the charges that come with this. But if you're able to, you may see higher conversion rates. Right, so as we know, cost of living hit us hard, fast, and unexpectedly, which in turn has affected a lot of people. Another reason as to why promoting during peak periods can benefit you and your customers. Businesses can often be dubious about using discounting, but if done correctly, it can be a very clever and smart tactic. Increase sales, as a lot of people will be waiting for seasonal offers during this time, as we mentioned before. We've got the best tricks and techniques to help guide you with this. Hopefully, if you are a bit dubious about it, you'll feel a lot better after the fact. Hopefully. Before I go any further, here let's have a look at some compelling stats around consumer purchasing behaviour and voucher codes. By analysing this data, it can help us prepare and think about our campaigns in a measurable time. So nowadays, a lot of people will wait until their trusted cashback or voucher code site upload offers before purchasing, especially from a new business they've not shopped at before. You may know your product is worth it, but do your new customers? You can see a high amount of people will be waiting for the best sales and spend more time saving longer before making a purchase. So as you can see, there's quite high numbers here. So it is very important. So we have some handy tactics around voucher codes. This is especially great for those who don't particularly feel confident in using them. Firstly, we have stretch and save, which boosts AOV and can work well when combined with the commission by basket value tool within your AIM program. Free delivery. So one of the most popular voucher code options, but it is very successful. There was Finances Online who found that 49% of consumers are influenced to purchase if the product has free shipping. Now, I know I'm terrible for this. So if anyone shops on ASOS, you'll know that you can find an item for about 20 quid. And you think, oh, that's lovely. But then it does cost about 5 to 6 quid just to get it delivered. So then you end up spending more because then you think it's worth it and it's not, you end up spending more money. But it's a good tactic, does work. So we've got range specific as well. So this helps with moving stock you may need to move for a certain reason. It makes room for newer stock as well. And then lastly is incentive. So a free gift with purchase. This is great if you have small sample products and really popular with health and beauty brands too, because who doesn't love a free gift? Honestly, it's a great push, obviously, if you have to offer. And then we have some of the benefits as to why you should be using voucher codes. So like we said, clears old inventory, which is really handy around this time of year. Peak period discounts can help reduce stock so you can introduce new stock lines without managing too many products at once. New customers, it does help drive new customers by introducing offers the peak period, helps generate new customers and boosts brand awareness. Improves loyalty, so by offering loyalty incentives such as 15% off for pre-existing customers, it can help with customer loyalty. And of course, it's a popular choice, it's popularity. Voucher codes are more popular than ever, as we've seen with the previous slide, and consumers are actively looking to use a discount code at an earlier point of purchase. A voucher code may actually lead to them deciding which product to purchase. For example, your direct competitor may have a similar item which you have yet to discount. Even if the item of your competitor isn't the exact one the customer wanted, they may still go ahead and purchase it anyway, as there is a discount on that product and not on yours. So you don't want to alienate customers or lose out on new potentials by not offering this. At the bottom, we've got a lovely little quote from one of our clients, Shira Candle. So using voucher codes is a handy way to clear stock. Right, next, we are open and looking. If you are open and looking to use voucher codes during peak, there are a few things you may want to consider to help protect you specifically within your Awin profile, because of course, that's why we're here. So my number one tip for this is the voucher attribution tool. But what is it? It's a tool on your program that allows us to fairly attribute transactions using exclusive codes to the publishers they are assigned to. So if a publisher who hasn't been attributed to the voucher uses the code, the commission of their sale will automatically be assigned to the publishers attributed to the code. Hopefully that'll make sense, but that's the best way to protect. But why use it? This is attractive to smaller discount and content publishers, as they often lose out on sales to larger publishers who pick up their exclusive codes and feature them on their own websites. And lastly, how do we do this? There are tracking setup requirements to be able to use the voucher attribution tool. You can reach out to support to check whether these are implemented on your program. Other ways of protection include personalized codes. So using personalized names or single-use unique codes can stop unwanted publishers from using unauthorized codes. And clear terms and conditions. So outline your voucher code policy within your Awin overview. This means you can always refer back to the terms and conditions if a publisher questions you about it. But be sure to update these regularly within your terms and conditions tab within your account. Next up on the agenda is preparing your affiliate program, which of course is an essential when working on an affiliate platform like Awin. Therefore, we've gathered the top 5 tips to help you succeed. You may know this, you may not know, but you do receive a virtual goodie bag at the end of this webinar. You will receive a checklist within this goodie bag, and it will provide you with each step to take. Though what we have here are like 5 more easy digestible tips and are the most important with the most impact. So listen up. So to start off, we have 5 tips we want to share to help prepare your program for peak. I'm literally reading word for word here. I do apologize. Don't want to make a mistake, but I have. Using reports to analyze top partners. We've got updating creatives, and we've also got 5 tips, as you can see on the agenda. So keep connected, browse opportunity marketplace, offer, vary commission levels, but we will go through each one now. So tip number 1 is to analyze your publisher data. So this is the best way to know where to dedicate your time. If you've been on Awin for over a year now, then check your reports in your reports tab to see your highs and lows of the last peak period. This will help you to see what days were most popular and, of course, which partners were most successful. But if you've only recently joined, don't worry, you can still use the report tab to analyze your current publishers and again, see where the time should be dedicated to. Tip number 2 is to ensure publishers are provided with the most up-to-date creatives and offers, so everything is consistent with what's on your website. Can't stress this enough. This also prevents partners from promoting the wrong information. It's important to be consistent between your program and your website. If shoppers are not presented with the offer they expected to see, they will potentially leave your site. If you haven't already implemented a product feed within your Awin program, now would be the time. If you have a feed uploaded, make sure to regularly update with the correct product information and pricing. And if you're unsure if you need one, product feeds allow you to work with Google Shopping partners who will run Google ads for you on your behalf without bidding on the same keywords as you. I know people worry about that. But you can also feature on comparison sites such as Money Supermarket, for an example, where your products will be stacked up against competitors. And here at Awin, we have seen that there has been a 78% revenue increase with accounts using a product feed. It's definitely worth it if you're not already. Tip number 3, keep publishers connected. Again, so important. So keeping publishers connected. So due to them essentially being an extension of your sales force, you need to provide them with relevant information to promote your brand successfully. Whether it is latest offers, top sellers, or best converting products, all information is valuable to your publishers, no matter how big or small. Make messages consistent and notify publishers when you update anything on the platform. This isn't just creatives and offers like we've already mentioned. This literally includes any changes to terms and conditions or commission structure, etc. And if you haven't already, you may want to create a company group email address, such as affiliates@brandname.com. This is so the staff members who manage your affiliate activity never miss emails from publishers. It also means publishers have a centralized address to contact you on and saves any messing around for you if a staff member leaves. I've seen this happen quite a lot. Lastly, to cut through the noise, you may want to consider using AI for subject lines or organize your publisher base with our publisher tags functionality to customize emails sent through our communication center. So the Opportunity Marketplace is found within the Publishers tab, and in my opinion, it is the most underrated tool on our interface. So here you can search and find all of the weird and wonderful opportunities our publishers have to offer. Again, it's perfect to browse this page from time to time, see if any new placements are available to book. Who knows, you may find the next Mrs. Hinch hidden amongst the opportunity cards. Be sure to note, these opportunities may come with a specific price that has been chosen by the partner in question. You do have the opportunity to send a counter proposal, but they may not all be accepted, but it's still worth a go. It's the worst that can happen. You may want to try and offer something else like exposure on your social media for the partner to accept, just as an alternative idea. Of course, if you have any others, you can try that. And lastly, tip 5, can offer different levels of commission to your partners to help increase motivation and sales. So by setting up different commission groups, you can use this to reward partners differently based on product category or customer loyalty. This can help you stay within your budget. Offering publishers increased commission over key promotional periods or in return for additional exposure is a great way to drive more sales into your program. We recommend you consider commission increases as a way to engage with your publishers to promote you further. You can select who will receive this, and no, partners won't be able to see who is on what commission structure, thank goodness. And finally, we have commission by basket value. This is a great tactic to ensure your partners receive a bonus commission for receiving sales where a customer has purchased a certain amount of products. For example, you can offer different commission tiers depending on the value of the basket, but the more you're able to reward your partners and stay competitive, the more success you'll see. The whole point of peak period is that obviously you want to generate as much money as possible, but the same goes for the publishers too. Going to try and make a living somehow. We've just done that. Right, so before I go into talking about publisher opportunities, it's important to first examine what we tend to focus our money on and the legacy/traditional marketing funnel, which is this. So this is our traditional marketing funnel. The delightful cherry on top is awareness. Of course, this is fundamental job of your affiliate, is creating that awareness of your brand to a wider reach of possible customers. This will lead the customers to the next part of what the cherry sits on top, the icing. By creating at least interest, we're stepping in the right direction and can lead people to at least nosy at your website or social medias, maybe to get to know you a bit more. Then comes the decision. So have you ever wanted to purchase something but wasn't quite sure, then couldn't stop thinking of it and regret not buying it because it keeps me up at night sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Well, your customers will be doing the same, and they may make a decision to purchase from you when the time is right, when they know they may receive cashback, etc. And then is the action. So the action is your potential customer becoming a new one and even maybe a loyal one. This trickling water effect will then have all been created and set in motion by your affiliate. If this can lead to just one potential buyer, think of the longevity results. So, as interest and diversity grows, it's worth highlighting the Scott Galloway's clock model, which offers a nice illustration. The clock model describes the different phases in which brands interact and engage with their customers. On the clock, 12.4 is the pre-purchase phase, which is primarily concerned with advertising in all its various forms. This is where brands compete for a consumer's attention at the very top of the sales funnel. 4 to 8 is the purchase phase, where brands interact directly with the consumer in their stores or on their websites. It's where a customer first has direct contact with a brand. And finally, 8 to 12, you have the post-purchase phase, which entails everything that comes after the transaction. So customer service, loyalty programs, your CRM, etc. As we've already stated, affiliates can help support marketing goals across the whole of the traditional funnel. But more than this, with the most recent influx of technology partners and brand partnerships, many businesses are beginning to see how partners can also support in ways that go beyond traditional marketing. No longer are they simply sending traffic from their site over to a retailer site to convert. Instead, tech partners are optimizing the on-site experience for customers on retailer websites. And with brand partnerships, brands are able to act like publishers, promoting other complementary brands after a customer has bought from them in order to offer additional value and generate an additional stream of new revenue. Beginning with the pre-purchase phase, this usually covers all areas traditional and advertising embraces to help guide shoppers towards the brands they eventually buy from. These include everything from mass media houses, influencers and creators, BNPL partners, comparison sites, as well as cashback and coupon communities, plus many, many, many more. So at this point, you're probably toe tapping, wondering who you should be working with. So just to reiterate what I suggested before, variation is important. I know there are a few people that either want to just work with social media people or just want to work with cashback, but it is very important to have a little go at everything. So here on the slide, we have specific partners we recommend partnering with, as they're either within the top on Awin Access or are extremely well diverse for working with multiple brands. So majority of these are traditional marketing partnerships, though I do find cashback and loyalty are typically the one that needs a little bit more explanation, so I will touch on them. Everything else is quite straightforward, and I'm sure you'll find. So cashback. So they incentivize customers by offering commission as cashback on purchases. Top cashback specifically are the top in the UK on Awin. They are normally within the top 3 partners on most programs and are generally within the top 10 on the majority of programs across Awin. A little fun fact that I love about Top Cashback, do want to share, is that whatever commission they receive on Awin, 100% of all the commission they receive is given back to their customers as part of their cashback, which I think is just really nice. And then loyalty. So publishers in the loyalty sector have a member base that earn rewards such as points, miles, and charity donations from online purchases. So both cashback and loyalty, their audience, you have to be a member to be on their platform to receive the rewards, which is a great positive. So it's closed network, you don't have to worry about that. And it's a huge positive. It gives you a huge scope of opportunity and potential when working with these types. You know, it's closed network, they've got all these members, and you're a new brand, you come on, and obviously they're going to get access to your brand name, so it causes brand awareness as well. I'd have a little look, maybe just Google, you know, how many members are actually joined prior, but it's a lot. So it's only going to be beneficial for your brand in the future. So you might not realize, but Through Awin, you can connect with mass media houses either through advertorial or editorial content. These partners perform particularly well during peak periods, especially as the content they create is read by the masses, looking for cyber bargains or gifts for loved ones. So I will give you a few seconds to have a read or screenshot this slide for your records. If there are any partners on screen you're particularly looking to work with, then pop the name in the chat and we can provide you their PID for you to find them via the publisher directory. So there's a lot of text on there, I don't want to rush you. Okay, everyone good? I did see a comment there, Jason. We can send it to you, don't worry. If you can't take a screen grab, there is a lot on there. Yep, no worries, Sarah. Thanks, Amy. Cool, I'll just move on. So on the topic of content creators, they are really powerful and can help with purchasing behavior, and they're becoming more important and impressionable than ever. So we've created this slide to help you see the power they have across the platforms. So the purchasing behavior, 66% of people have purchased a product after seeing it on social media. Hands up, how many of you have done that? Because I know I have. I hate to say it, but I have been under the power of an influencer. Oh, don't worry, Sarah. No worries. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's terrible, but it just shows how much it works. So post engagement, influencer content receives 8 times more post engagement than brand content. Increase of trust, 70% of people trust social media recommendations. Yeah, I'd say I would as well, to be fair. And gifting opportunity, share your products through real people. So as I mentioned before, obviously it's different when it's a real person and not a website like Top Cashback, etc., who are there to just promote brands. You know, an influencer is a real person. They are physically able to use their words and show you their experience when using products or brands. Don't worry, Ryan. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. So yeah, and the obviously loyal following is going to listen to that, trust them, purchase from them, also kind of want to be the same as them. Sometimes we do find. And then at the bottom, we've got 3.96 billion people use social media globally, with 53 million in the UK alone. Again, it's a lot of people. So if you're not utilizing this, now's the time. Right, next. So we're moving on to the purchase phase of the customer journey now. So as we mentioned previously, this is a relatively new space for affiliate partners to be operating in, but thanks to the influx of new technical solutions in the channel in recent years, the scope of value partners can deliver has massively expanded. They range from on-site optimization specialists that can improve the user experience on your own website to those that can supplement your paid media strategies across social and search, along with a host of attribution and analytics specialists helping advertisers make more sense of their marketing campaign. Right, so let's have a look at technology partners support brands during the purchase phase. So one of the great strengths of the partner marketing channel, the choice is practically limitless. Whether you want to increase traffic to your site, improve your conversion rate, personalize your website experience for individual users, grow your AOVs, discount intelligently to protect your profit margins, all of these aspects and more can be provided by these technology partners. So, traditional publishers create media packs to hold additional information such as their audience demographics, reach/user accounts, on-site exposure opportunities, and pricing. It's important to request these when you are evaluating whether to invest additional spend with a publisher. So please don't be afraid to ask for this before accepting a partner's invite request to join your program, or if you're doing your own soul searching. So something worth mentioning are publisher placements. This is when you can reach out to partners and request what space they have on their website to hold your banners / promotions further to the top, where customers will most likely see it more. Please note, this may have an additional cost, but you can also bargain with the partners by increasing their commission percentage to a higher amount or give them a one-off bonus for applying. Embedded text links is just another way you can get a publisher to promote you by linking within their own articles to gain commission. They can also monetize content on their website. So speak with publishers to see whether they run newsletters and whether they have any available slots. So similar to publisher promotions, you can also speak with newsletter type partners to see if they have any availability within their active newsletters to give you a more prominent spot. Please note again that when requesting for newsletter or partner placements, you need to make sure you communicate your offers early so they can organize ahead of time. Like I said before, this may be a very busy period for you guys, but it also is for the partners on our program. So just by giving them a heads up ahead of time and not leaving it 2 weeks before Black Friday, hey, can you post this on your newsletter? We want to give them as much time as possible. They do have other partners, brands they're working with that they may prioritize. So yeah, the earlier the better is basically what I'm saying. You can also ask them about the number of subscribers they have to their newsletter as well as open and click rates, so you know whether it's worth it or not. It's always worth asking. A category placement is the ability to purchase a placement on your publisher's site. This is to help push your product or business to the front of the homepage. So it's the first thing the customers see, which is going to be your brand, therefore increasing more potential buyers. This is so much better than a publisher's site having loads of different tabs and categories, making it much harder for new customers to stumble upon your products. Social media posts is another given for this, especially as more and more people are finding different, creative and invigorative ways of advertising their favorite brands. And social media is increasingly becoming a place of ads at the minute, especially on Instagram and TikTok. It's all I see. It's why I've got no money. And some publishers may use this as an extension of their marketing channels and will offer personalized posts to suit your brand. You may also want to dabble into editorial content. I've seen this work great with brands in the past when wanting to push specific products. And it's also more appealing for customers wanting to purchase from a specific product, but not knowing what type, make or model to get. So remember, customers always trust their main retail sources and have most of the time these articles do have affiliate links in. You may have seen them dotted around. I know Best Buys and Independent do it a lot, but they could do 10 best hair dryers to buy for Christmas this year. You can get a promotional spot on that, which would be definitely worth it. Right, I can't believe I'm saying we're coming up to the end now. This is crazy. I've been so looking forward to today and promoting this to you all. But yeah, as we're now coming up to the end of our webinar, I'm going to take you through some of our key takeaways to help you digest all of this information easier and what you're best focusing on. So key takeaway number 1, optimize. Optimize your website and analyze your program's performance to identify areas of improvement. Of course, this is so important. Like I mentioned before, remember our decrease of attention span. We need to make sure everything's up to speed and optimized. And, we need to look from the customer's perspective. Is everything okay? Is there anything we can get rid of? Doesn't necessarily need to be there, probably just wasting the customer's time. Is there anything we could add to make it more smoother, like Apple Pay? So yeah, optimization, very important. So don't alienate. Diversify your partner mix by connecting with partners of all promotional types, and don't alienate customers by not offering voucher codes as well. So I know, I have quite a few client calls with new starters on Awin who do get a little bit worried about working with certain publisher types or offering discounts because they think it might, value their brand or their products. But honestly, if you're going to do it, you're going to try, or you do want to make the most out of this period, then this is genuinely the time to just give it a go. Don't forget that marketing, especially affiliate marketing, is literally all about test and trial. It's about having a go at new things, seeing what works best for you. And you know, it may surprise you. You may be so inclined to not work with a certain publisher type, but if you just give it a trial, give it a little test, think about the variation, like we said before, you know, there could be a potential Mrs. Hinch or someone better awaiting in the wings. You just needed to partner with them. And lastly, consistency is key. So keep your affiliate program up to date. I'm going to say it again. Keep your affiliate program up to date. Be consistent and regular with your communications to partners. Again, it's honestly just so important. We want to make sure, like I said before, that whatever your customers or the partners you have on Awin see from your website. So whether when you first go on your website, do you have 10% off for signing up? Oh, we're doing free delivery this weekend, etc. Whatever they see on your website, it should match your Awin profile, because that way they can go in, grab that information from your Awin profile, plaster it on their own sites, and it's identical to your website, which again retracts anyone from coming on, you know, going through their your affiliate posts that takes you to your website. If they're posting one thing that's not on your website, it can lead to obviously people leaving your site, which we don't want. We want you to make as many sales as possible. So just remember to keep everything up to date and to actually let the publishers know, because it is down to you as a brand on Awin to notify your publishers. It's not really for them to come to you and be like, what can I do? What's my offer? So it's always a lot better to come from the brand. Here we have a quote from one of our Access clients who excelled during peak period last year. We asked them to share with us whatever they found helpful and to offer some tips for you. So I'm going to read this quote out. So it's from Dr. Vegan. So using Awin has been invaluable during peak, as we are easily able to identify extra exposure opportunities early by searching key publishers through the Opportunity Marketplace and the Publisher Directory. Also, by using the report, you can see who is working well for you and can contact these publishers to see if there's any more they can do. Absolutely buzzing they put the report tab in there, because I do try and tell people a lot. It is very handy. Analyzing data is just so handy for your business and brand, so make sure to do that. So as a thank you for attending our webinar today, each of you will receive a virtual goodie bag that holds a handy Q4 checklist, a 60-day unlimited invitation code for your new partners, and a discount for a gap analysis, which is one of our Access add-ons and is quite a popular one, if I do say so myself. We're also going to be offering a free coffee voucher at a high street coffee shop. Sorry, I'm so excited, but I love coffee, so I hope you're going to be as excited as I am about that. But yes, we're going to be offering that as well. So here's on the screen what you'll be getting in your goodie bag. So honestly, thank you so much again for everyone who joined our webinar. I've been really honestly so excited to share all these tips and tricks with everyone. But we will now take some time to answer your questions that have been asked throughout, or if you've not asked any yet and you want to, go ahead. I see a lot of applauses and thumbs up. Thank you so much. That's so lovely. I'm going to do it too. I feel left out. Thank you for joining. Well done, guys.